Hello. So, continuing with living in our flow as women, and now we're going to be tackling the third phase. So, I already covered phase one, phase two, on what happens within our bodies from a physiological, energetic, spiritual perspective, emotional as well, of course. And now targeting our ovulation. So ovulation is day 14 to around 21. It's when our hormones are at their peak, and the estrogen, LH, testosterone, this triggers the release of the egg, and the egg would be ready to be fertilized by sperm. If we are, of course, in a relationship, and if we're not in a love relationship, if we're not, we don't have a partner, if we're single, so that doesn't mean that fertilization doesn't happen. Yes. So now probably you're thinking, what is she talking about? How else can I fertilize myself? So it's important to ask yourself right now, my beautiful lady, what else can I fertilize myself with if there's no sperm? To do that, so allow yourself to close your eyes for a few moments and check in with yourself, connect with your heart, and ask yourself, what am I creating in my world? What do I want to give birth to? And I'm not talking about a baby here. It can be a project, it can be a beautiful idea. So this is something we can tackle together. And this is such powerful energy to tap into. So when you're ovulating, be mindful that your energy is, of course, at its peak, and it's yang energy basically, and work with your flow and not against it. So that's my tip for you. It's very important to learn how to work with your flow rather than against it. This is an invitation, of course, to support your feminine flow. It's a time for you to be out there in the world, to do some public speaking, to be present really powerfully, and to just express yourself in all different ways. And ask yourself, what do I want to be birthing every month into the world? So anchor it. Remember that this is a time where your energy is very much outward rather than inwards. As I said before, there's a time for the inward and there's a time for the outward. So now it's your energy going outwards. So basically make the most out of it, yeah? So the foods, it's mainly for you to focus on grains like buckwheat, high fiber, quinoa. So this would definitely help dump the hormones out of the liver. So it's very important as well as women to do liver cleanses in order to protect ourselves from estrogen dominance and to cleanse the liver from the hormones. You can also do like a 1-day juice fast if you're interested in that. I can help you just to cleanse the liver here. All right, so basically that's for the ovulating time. And yes, even while we are ovulating, some women can get cramps, and usually we get the cramps if we are not depositing excess hormones properly. So definitely I can help with that if that's what's happening with you. And then in the luteal phase, we have the premenstrual syndrome, and that's one of the most powerful times. It's really a gift that we get to experience. So if the egg is not fertilized, shedding starts of the corpus callosum, of the uterine lining, and anything that is not serving you here, anything that you've been suppressing. So emotions, they truly want to be shed this week. Hormonal, emotional changes are usually witnessed by you, and yes, sometimes of course we experience pain relatively to the emotional chaos and disturbances that we've been undergoing. So the more the cleansing, the more the mindful processing, the less the pain and the like inner turmoil that you go through. So basically, I always, being also a hypnotherapist myself, the subconscious mind is always finding ways to communicate with us, while we're sleeping or while we're awake. It works 24/7. So it's always calling us deeper into our truth and power, and inviting us to really reclaim those lost parts, or like the shadow self. And in order to rebirth ourselves, we need to literally die like a shamanic death in order to experience a rebirth. And this is what happens in our bodies, like a piece of us dies and then it constructs itself, rebuilds itself once again. So how powerful is that? Like us women, we experience death and rebirth every month. Isn't that grand? So when it comes to the season, it's usually autumn, right? It's when leaves are falling, shedding emotionally, physically. So when we're shedding, it's the autumn season, and it's definitely a radical transformation. We literally experience the death of our ego. And the pain is usually humbling us, right? Like pain is humbling us to a greater power than ourselves, definitely teaching us to surrender to what the body has to tell us each month. So I do hope that my videos are helping you harness space for yourself, create space for yourself. It's such huge magic that happens within us. Listening to what is actually happening within us is a greatest gift, really. And you can take that as a theme, like every time before you bleed, you can check in with yourself and do this practice. And next time we'll continue with more. Till the next time, ciao ciao.